Hello, welcome to a new video. I'm pretty done with cities. Actually, I'm not far from Thessaloniki in Greece, but there is this national park, the Axios Delta National Park, not far from the city center. So I took a bus to get one of the most diverse national parks in whole Greece.
This wetland is a paradise for birdwatchers, home to over 300 bird species, including flamingos, herons and avocets. Kalochori Lagoon wasn't always here. It emerged when the land began sinking due to excessive groundwater extraction, creating depressions that filled with seawater. Human interventions like dike constructions and flood control efforts further shaped the area, allowing saltwater to mix with freshwater and form a thriving coastal wetland. Despite its industrial surroundings, the lagoon has become an unexpected sanctuary for birds and wildlife. Yet it's still one of Greece's lesser-known birding spaces. Let's take a closer look to some of the most fascinating species I've found here. One of the most elegant waders, the pied avocet, is easy to spot with its black and white plumage and upturned bill. Instead of probing into the mud, it sweeps its bill side to side, filtering tiny invertebrates from the water, a feeding technique known as kiting. Interestingly, avocets were once extinct in Britain but have successfully recolonized thanks to conservation efforts. While avocets skim the water's surface, the common curlew takes a different approach, digging deep into the mud with the longest bill of any European wader. With its haunting flute-like call, the common curlew is an iconic sight in European wetlands. Its long, curved bill is perfectly adapted to feel for worms and crustaceans hidden beneath the surface. Sadly, habitat loss has made it one of Europe's most threatened waders. Not all waders rely on stealth. Some, like the redshank, act as nature's alarm systems. With its bright red legs and piercing calls, the redshank is quick to warn other birds of approaching danger. It feeds in both freshwater and coastal wetlands, probing for insects and mollusks. In winter, many migrate south, but some stay in Europe's milder areas year-round. And now to the tiniest of all waders. Weighing less than a AA battery, the little stint may be small, but it's a world traveler, migrating thousands of kilometers from the Arctic to Africa every year. Despite its long journey, it often returns to the exact same breeding site each summer.
One of the rarer mammals that you can find is the European ground squirrel. The sad thing is, these meadows where they live, they are polluted. It's either by trash, by plastic shit and something like this, or just by like building material like concrete and tiles and whatever. So this is a little bit of the problems they have here with the national park, I guess, because you can see there is immediately the city starts there, as well as there is like industrial zones, and overall the waste management in Greece doesn't seem to be that good.
While waders forage along the shore, ducks take advantage of the deeper waters. The northern shoveler is easy to recognize with its huge spoon-shaped bill. It uses it like a sieve, filtering out plankton and insects as it spins in the water. Unlike many other ducks, it rarely dives, relying entirely on surface feeding. Meanwhile, the Eurasian teal is one of the first ducks to migrate south in autumn. Fast, agile and one of Europe's smallest ducks, the Eurasian teal is known for its high-pitched whistling call. Males undergo a dramatic color change between seasons, from dull brown in summer to vibrant green and chestnut in winter.
And of course in national parks there are not only animals, birds, but there are also a shitload of really cool plants. For example, what we have here, the sea purslane. In German it's the Keilmeide, not the Swiss. This one is edible. They are saving the salt. I'm gonna take a very fresh leaf. They are saving water and a bit of salt, because this is the special thing about these plants here. All these plants have to have a very good tolerance to salt to grow and thrive here. Okay, okay, I hope no dog peed on it or anything. Oh, wow. Wow, that's amazing. Go eat that shit. Oh, it tastes so good, so nice and salty, but also really fresh. It's commonly used in salads and stuff, like raw, so just like I just ate it. It's usually not cooked or anything. Nice.
Unlike the smaller ducks, the common shelduck is a bold and striking species. As it is larger than most ducks, it has a unique nesting habit. It lays its eggs in rabbit burrows. The chicks are independent from birth and can swim and feed on their own within hours of hatching. They often form crochets where multiple broods are cared for together.
Back there is a huge group of herons, grey herons, and the other ones. There are like a shitload of them, like at least 10, I think. I've never seen them like so close to each other. They seem like they're resting.
This behavior is probably a communal roosting, and they form these little groups to be safer from predators like foxes and larger birds of prey. Roosting together also helps them stay alert. If one bird notices danger, the whole group can react quickly. In winter or during migration, these gatherings become more and more common as they seek sheltered places to rest before moving on. The grey heron is a skilled hunter, using its dagger-like bill to snatch fish, amphibians and even small mammals. It's incredibly adaptable and has been spotted hunting in city fountains and even stealing fish from garden ponds. The great egret, once nearly wiped out for its delicate feathers, is now a conservation success story. This tall, elegant bird wades through the water, striking with lightning speed to catch its prey. During breeding season, its bill turns completely black and it grows long and wispy feathers used in courtship displays. Its smaller cousin, the little egret, has a clever trick up its sleeve. Using its bright yellow feet to stir the water, the little egret startles fish before quickly snatching them up. This intelligent forager has even been observed using bread as bait to lure fish closer. Perhaps the most unique of the heron family is the Eurasian spoonbill. Unlike herons and egrets that stab at prey, the spoonbill sweeps its large spoon-shaped bill from side to side in shallow water, filtering out fish, crustaceans, and aquatic insects. The bill is highly sensitive, allowing it to detect prey even in murky waters or at night. Spoonbills are also known for their social behavior, often feeding and nesting in large colonies alongside herons and egrets. During the breeding season, they develop a distinctive yellow breast patch and a bushy crest, making them even more striking. The pygmy cormorant, once extinct in parts of its range, is making a comeback. Smaller than its cousin, it often gathers in large flocks near wetlands. Unlike the great cormorant, it prefers freshwater habitats and is rarely found at sea, like here. The great cormorant is an expert diver, plunging up to 30 meters deep to catch fish before perching on poles to dry its wings. Unlike most water birds, its feathers aren't waterproof, helping it dive deeper. Now let's get to the most iconic birds of this lagoon.
I was already a bit afraid that I won't see any of them today, because I didn't see them back there in the lagoon, which is the perfect habitat for them. But just over there we have a Dalmatian pelican.
Dalmatian pelicans are powerful fish hunters, using their enormous expandable throat pouch to scoop up fish from the water. Unlike other pelican species, they often hunt alone or in just small groups, rather than in coordinated flocks. They rely on shallow wetlands and lakes, with abundant fish populations, making places like the Kalochori Lagoon and the Axios Delta crucial for their survival. Once rare in Europe, Dalmatian pelicans faced a severe decline in the 20th century due to habitat destruction, wetland drainage, and persecution by fishermen who viewed them as a competition for fish. However, strict conservation efforts across Europe, especially in Greece, Albania, and Romania, led to a remarkable population recovery by the early 2020s. The number was steadily increasing. Unfortunately, in 2023, a devastating outbreak of the bird flu struck pelican colonies across southeastern Europe, with the Prespa Lakes in northwestern Greece, one of the most important breeding sites, being hit the hardest. Thousands of birds perished, dramatically reducing the number of breeding pairs and setting back years of conservation progress. The greater flamingo is one of the most iconic species found in the lagoon, adding a splash of color to the landscape with its pink plumage and elegant silhouette. The flamingos are regular visitors to the lagoon, especially during autumn and winter. Greater flamingos owe their pink coloration to their diet: small crustaceans, algae, and plankton rich in carotenoid pigments. The more carotenoids they consume, the more vibrant their feathers become, making the pink color an indicator of the bird's health and diet quality. Flamingos feed by filtering water through their specialized bills, which are lined with tiny comb-like structures that trap plankton and small invertebrates. They often feed in large flocks, stirring up the water with their feet to dislodge food before lowering their curved bills upside down into the water. Kalochori Lagoon is an important resting and feeding site for greater flamingos along the Black Sea-Mediterranean flyway. Especially in winter, the shallow nutrient-rich waters provide ideal conditions for the birds to refuel during their migration between southern Europe, North Africa and the Middle East. Although not globally threatened, greater flamingos are highly dependent on healthy wetland ecosystems. Pollution, habitat loss, and water management issues pose threats to the habitats. The presence of flamingos in the lagoon highlights the ecological importance and its role in supporting migratory species. Seeing these elegant birds in the lagoon is a reminder of how crucial wetlands are, not only for local wildlife, but for migratory species traveling across continents. Overall, the lagoon as well as the delta are mesmerizing places that need to stay protected and well taken care of. It's incredible how a wetland could establish so close to a city. It also shows how human interventions doesn't have to be negative in the first place, but actually can establish new natural environments where even rare species can thrive. In a world where natural habitats, especially wetlands, are getting rare, we need more Kalochori lagoons.